Welcome to the Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raquel Tosin, and this podcast is to help you to experience being blessed that transcends a mere hashtag. Now, let me add my disclaimer because we talk about a lot of stuff, and I don't want you to think that I'm coming to you as a preacher, a prophet, or a Bible scholar. I'm a God-worshiping, Jesus-loving, Bible-believing, New Thought Christian who believes that God blesses us according to our faith and how we work his principles. So if you're ready to be entertained, encouraged, and enlightened, then you're in the right place. I'm broadcasting on WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network. We are a nonprofit charitable organization with a mission to empower, encourage, and educate. Please, if you have been enjoying the podcast so far, donate money to help us further our mission. You can donate at wytv7.org. I'm going to get right into it. I am so excited about March. It's Women's History Month. So we're going to call it Her Story, the Her Story Month. And I am highlighting women who are making history, her story, that are entrepreneurs and doing big things. My first guest is my friend, because y'all know I love bringing my friends and family on. She's Nikki Wiggins. She has Nikki Freestyle. That's your business and your website and everything, Nikki Freestyle. She is a plus size expert, an influencer, a blogger, a web series host. She has been featured in Ebony Magazine, Red Book Magazine, and Essence Magazine. You may have caught her on TV on CNN with Morning Express with Robin Meade. Nikki is doing big things. She's all over. If you're into fashion, you probably know Nikki Free. Welcome, Nikki.
Thank you, Raquel. I'm so excited to be on your show.
Oh, and I forgot the most important thing.
Yeah.
She's a graduate at Florida A&M University. Strike Rattlers.
Of course.
And you're from Orlando.
I am. I'm from Orlando, Florida. So I'm a native Floridian living in Atlanta, Georgia now.
Isn't that crazy how you were in Orlando? I'm not from Orlando, but I lived in Orlando for a long time. I actually raised my son for the first part of his life, for the first 11 years of his life in Orlando. We were not to the same church, but our church shared parking lots, basically. It's such a small world.
Crazy.
I don't know how we did not know each other before.
Me either. I don't know.
And we know so many people.
Everything happens in God's timing, though.
Yes, that is true. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. I just need to tell you that one of the reasons why I wanted you on here, you are fabulous.
Thank you.
First of all, you are fabulous. But what you have done, and I've been following you, you are so comfortable in your skin, and that's where I aspire to be. And I have to admit that because of you, I don't know if you can see I have on my lime green. I used to only wear black, even on the top, not just that. And I got on my lime green because you have inspired me to, embrace who I am, embrace my body, and wear color and fashion. Tell me a little bit about, how did you get into this?
Well, I've always been into fashion. I've always been a fashion girl. I come from a family of women. My mom had 7 sisters, no brothers. So, and I was the first grandchild, a girl. So my grandfather was like, what did I do to deserve all of this estrogen in the house?
Right.
So I'm just a fashion girl through and through because of my family. My mom's sister, one of her sisters who actually started the trend of all of us going to FAMU. She was the first African-American buyer for Burdines in Florida, which is now Macy's, which is Federated Stores. And she graduated from FAMU, I think, in 1974. And so I was a little girl. I was 2 years old. But she really introduced me to fashion, even though my mom, it was a fashion plate. You kind of see your parents a little different than you see, somebody else who influences your life on a daily basis. And she would send me and my younger aunts, so my mom's 3 younger sisters are 10, 8, and 5 years older than me. So they were like my sisters growing up.
Yeah.
And she would send all of us just clothes on the bus. Remember when people used to send stuff on the Greyhound bus or the Trailways bus? And she would just send us all kind of clothes almost every week. She was in Miami, we were in Orlando, but she would send us stuff every week. And we just turned into these little fashion plates, and people in the community not only knew us because it was a lot of us, but they knew us because of the way we dressed. And so fashion has always been a part of my life. And actually, I'll tell you a really quick story. My mom, I get my sense of shopping, my shopaholic tendency from my mom. Every Thursday, I was growing up, the time I was high school, and it only stopped because I went off to college. But every Thursday, my mom would pick me up from my grandmother's house after school. We would go to the mall. We would see what was going to be on sale at our favorite department stores on Saturday. Saturday mornings, we would be up at the mall at 9:50. My mom would wake me up about 7 o'clock. We'd get dressed. We'd go have breakfast somewhere about 9:50 before, the mall opened. We'd be at the mall waiting for the mall to open. So fashion and shopping is just in my DNA. It's all I know.
That is so awesome. But how did you get so comfortable in your skin? I know none of us start off a size 12, but then when you become a size 12, 14, 16, and up, it's not as easy. All my life I was like a size 8. I never went past a size 10.
Right.
And then now to be like a 16 in pants, I can do a 14, but 16 in pants, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's just, so how did you get comfortable? Because I see pictures with lingerie, bathing suits, just the bra. I mean, I'm like, wow.
And I have not always been this way. First of all, I haven't always been plus. It wasn't until I went to college that my friends and family used to ask me when I came from college, did you eat the Rattler? Because you just gained all this weight. And I gained more than my freshman 15. It was more like my freshman 55. I just shot up. I just gained weight. I was this skinny little kid at 8, 10 going off to college. And when I left, I was like a size 16. In those 4 years, I just ballooned. So I kind of still have the mindset of being a thin person, right? So I don't necessarily, while I know I'm plus, I see the rolls, I see the cellulite, I see all the jiggle. While I know I'm plus, my mindset is still very much that I'm a thin girl, right? Okay. So I shop like I'm a thin girl. These are the things that I like, and I try to figure out how to wear those things to fit my body, right? My mom was always a thin girl, but she has always been and still is very body conscious. She's very self-conscious about her body. And I saw pictures of my mom when she was younger, thin, had the curves, had a big butt, always covered up. I didn't stop wearing t-shirts over my swimsuits until I was an adult, because that's the mindset that my mom had for me, right? Yeah. I think I gained the confidence for 2 reasons. One, following other plus size bloggers. I was just amazed at what some of these young girls were doing and how confident they were, right? When we were coming up, the big girls in school they were shunned. Exactly. They, had to cover up. Nobody wanted to date them, publicly. Let's say publicly. Publicly, right. Publicly. Right. But that has all changed because these young girls have so much more confidence than we had. And I think it's the result of us being their parents, right? We are a little more lenient and a little more lax on what we allow our children to do than what our parents were. And that's because it's generational, right? That's number one. Number two, somebody said to me one time, I was stressing about something that person really didn't think was important at all. They were just like, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. And they ended the conversation by saying, we are dead a lot longer than we're alive, so you better start living. And I said, all of these insecurities that I have about myself, so many people don't see them. My husband didn't see the insecurities that I had, right? He loved me for who I was. And he absolutely encouraged me to embrace my body, to embrace who I am as a person. He said, and he also said, when a plus size, he said a lot of people look at plus size women and shun them. He said, but I will tell you, a lot of men look at that plus size woman that's confident in her skin, and that's what attracts him to her, the confidence. He says, don't worry about the cellulite in your thighs. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at how you embrace the cellulite in your thighs, right? How confident you are. So it was really just other people in my life saying, nothing is wrong with you. Why are you hiding yourself? There's nothing wrong with you. And so it just manifested into Nikki Freestyle.
That's awesome. Now I'm gonna stick a pin in what I was gonna ask you next, because I want to stay on the plus size. So let's go to the plus size industry. I remember I saw you where, I don't know what show it was on, but you were speaking about Beyonce's Ivy Park line, and how she didn't have a size above 16-18. She has extra large, and it's a 16-18, which is, you know, like our size. And I saw that she had Ashley Graham, you know, the plus size model, who was a 16, and she's pregnant, so she was able to fit in there. I think that was her, like, it's like, what are you talking about? I got stuff for plus size. But plus size, when we think 16-18, like, I think that is, like, for me in my head, like, but that's really small in the plus size world.
It is,
because the plus size go past like 24.
Right.
And
right.
So what were you saying about that, and just how the plus size industry is booming and the money? Talk about that.
So yeah, I was invited on Headline News, you know, here in Atlanta. It's part of CNN, just to talk about what I thought about Beyonce not including plus in her, or extended plus, I should say, in her collection. And let me just say this: Ashley Graham ain't a 16. Ashley is more like a 12, 14. So she's
really
definitely on the smaller, the very small size.
So she's not really even plus. If she a 12.
Yeah, but in the fashion industry, a 12 is considered plus. Wow. 12 and over is considered plus. But if you notice on runways, they don't really have a lot of size 12 girls. Everybody is a 0 and a 4. 0. So 12 is really considered getting into plus in the fashion industry.
Okay.
But I thought that it was a snub again for Beyonce to do what she did with Ivy Park. And the reason I say that is because plus size women perform in her band. Plus size women dance for her. And she's all about inclusivity, but she didn't think enough to extend the sizes. Who didn't want to see Lizzo twerking in Ivy Park? And I saw that Lizzo got a box later that was much smaller than everybody else's box. And the only thing she could wear was a jacket, right? And so if your message is all about inclusivity, and plus size women can spend their money on your albums and your concerts, why would you not make them feel included in your clothing drop? And so, and I'm not even an athleisure girl. I don't wear a lot of sneakers and athletic clothes. It's just not, you know, part of my everyday style. But I feel like, as an advocate for the plus community, that I needed to speak out on it. And so that's what happened. I was surprised the Beehive didn't come for me, though. They might come for me now.
You know why? Because most, like you said, probably half of them plus size women that couldn't wear it.
Exactly.
So they were like, whoa. But
and it was interesting, too. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was interesting that Adidas, who she collaborated with, a lot of their pieces go up to 5X. So why didn't Beyonce include it in her line? So that was, you know, kind of
interesting. Yeah. I was just looking, I saw that Rihanna has Fenty lingerie, and hers go up to size 22. Now, 22, like I said, that's still, because there's sizes above that, but because she goes to 22, would you say she was inclusive, or would you still?
Absolutely. She is inclusive. Now, there are people who are on the larger side of the spectrum, because the sizing spectrum actually goes up to a 32. Who still feel excluded. And I completely understand that, and I completely sympathize with that. But it's almost like foundation and makeup, right? It wasn't until Rihanna decided, I'm going to have 50 shades, because brown, you know, especially brown girls, we come in all different shades, right? That the beauty industry saw that brown girls will invest in beauty products that are made for us, right? So she took that to another level with her lingerie. And also last year at Fashion Week, I wasn't fortunate enough to get invited to her show, but she had a fabulous, fabulous. I mean, it was a fantastic runway show where she included women of all sizes in the show, and women of all colors, women of all sexuality, women of all abilities, and some with disabilities. I mean, it was just an amazing show, and people are continuing to talk about it. Rihanna is really making a change in what fashion and beauty should look like, and I applaud her for that. There's no reason why Beyonce couldn't do it either. She's the biggest star in the world. There's no reason she couldn't do it.
She if anybody, definitely she should have been able to do it too.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so hopefully she will go back to the drawing board and get some stuff out. Tell me something, the plus size industry, how much money is the plus size industry making?
Oh my God, it's a $10 billion, it's more than that. It's $1 billion industry. And a lot of people don't believe that, a lot of people don't understand that, but let me break it down for you. When 70% of American women are a size 14 and above, yes, it is a $1 billion business.
70%.
70% of American women are a size 14 and above. Okay. So why aren't brands including more size ranges in their collections, right? It's just, it really is insulting at this point. And it really means, to me, it sends the message, we just don't want to do it. We don't care. We don't want to do it. So you need to lose weight. You need to conform to this standard of beauty that we have before you can wear our clothes. And it's insulting. So that's why I advocate on behalf of women of all sizes. I've been all sizes. My highest weight was 252 pounds about 3 or 4 years ago, right? And now I'm down to 218. So I got all kind of size ranges in my closet. And I try to teach women also, the women that I work with in style, plus size women, stop looking at the size of the tag. Cut that out. I cut it out of some of my clients' clothes. It is about fit. It's not about size. And every brand makes size, every label, every brand, their size range is different. You can go into Macy's and get a size 16 and Dillard's and get a size 16, and both of them are completely different.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
you say we got to make sure people are hearing that. Cut the size out of the labels if that is a problem for you. Go and make sure you get the right size so you can look like. Don't be trying to spit into these little video things because you don't want to get a size 18. Give the size that works.
Or don't. Exactly. Or don't limit your wardrobe because you're upset with what size something is. In New York and Company, I can wear their 2Xs, but in somewhere else, I have to wear an extra large. It really just depends on the cut of the outfit or the pants or the item. You don't have to, we don't do that with shoes. If you want a pair of shoes and you was 8.5, and you can't wear that 8.5, but and it's a 9, you'll get the 9 and work it out. You'll put a cushion or a pad in that shoe so your foot don't slip. Why you won't do it with your pants?
Right, because if you get an 8, you ain't gonna be able to walk.
You ain't even gonna be able to walk.
Go up.
Exactly. Right. But you need a 16 and you gonna squeeze in a 10, and you wondering why people looking at you like you crazy, sis. Come on.
Nikki, okay, so you said something that was the thing I was saying I was gonna put a pin in it. Losing weight. So when you are a body conscious person and you're telling people you're great just the way you are, but then you lose weight because you want to be healthier maybe, or because I'm losing weight, and I know that most of mine is because I don't like being this big because I've never been this big. I've been this big for 10 years now and I don't like it. But when you lose weight, does it mess with your brand, your following? Like when they see you, I think one of your friends lost some weight and she was getting some backlash. So,
well, I have never been the type of blogger that says, or the type of influencer that says, because I'm a certain weight, I'm all happy and I'm gonna be here. I want to be healthy. I definitely don't want to be thin. So I will always be a plus blogger. I'll always be a plus woman, right? Because I don't have any desire to be anything under a size 14. Not at all. I don't think I look good thin. I think I have embraced my curves. I love being, the full figure woman that I am. My curves give me confidence. So
Okay.
I'm not trying to be a size 14. However, I want people to be happy in the skin that they are in. Just be happy where you are. If you are happy at being a size 24, love you, sis. Embrace you. But if you are happy at a 24 and you think you'll be even happier at a 20, do that too. Don't stay in a space because of what you think people are going to say. I mean, do what you think is best for you. And I have friends who are size 32 that are happy being a size 32, and I don't knock them for it. But when I was a size 22 and I couldn't catch my breath walking up the stairs in my house, I said, I got to do something about this. I wasn't on a mission to lose weight. I was on a mission to get healthy. And as I was getting healthier, the weight started to come up.
Yeah.
So that's how I reconcile.
And because I'm one of those ones, my health is really good, but them knees and them ankles,
And the older we
someone
get,
told me if you lose 10 pounds, it's like taking 30 pounds of pressure off your joints.
Yep.
And because I have so much pain, I'm like, I need to lose some weight so I can take the pressure off my joints. But I just want to get back down. And because I was thinking 12, 10, 12, but like you said, that's really still plus size. And
it is.
When I go into stores,
people shouldn't get in their head about being one size or the other, right? That is culture. Culture has told us that being a plus size woman or being a big and tall man, something is wrong with that, right? Culture, society has taught us that. They even sent us those subliminal messages when you're a plus woman, you're going into Macy's or in Dillard's or somewhere to find something, and all your stuff in the basement, or buy the tires, or with children's clothes, or buy the bedding. You're like, so I'm not a regular person. I'm not, I'm too big to shop with my skinnier friends, so I'm on that mission to get department stores to really stop creating silos. Again, that's my preference, but there are a lot of women who are like, I like our clothes being somewhere else because I don't have to go through the racks to find the bigger sizes. So all of this is really about personal preference and accepting where you are and who you are in your life.
That's what time has just flew by. I don't know where the time went. I got the little message like, what is happening?
I know.
I want to quickly talk about, you have a white dress project?
No, I don't have a white dress project. That is a project by one of my friends who suffered for years with very bad fibroids. Okay. And it is an organization that promotes healthy gynecological issues or whatever. I'm listening to work. Yeah, but I support that organization.
I saw it was like kind of huge on your thing, so I wanted to make sure we talked about it. But so when your business, because this is what you do, you don't like have a 9-to-5 job. This is what you do.
Well, I do have, so everybody thinks that I blog full-time, and I don't. This is a full-time part of my life, but I do have a full-time job.
You got a full-time job?
I do. I work for myself. I have my own consulting business. And so what I do through consulting is it has absolutely nothing to do with fashion. It's everything on communications and government affairs. So I've done government affairs for a number of years. So specific companies hire me to help lobby on their behalf on transportation issues and some other things. So I do a lot of government affairs. One of the companies that I consult with, I've been with since 2002. So they're how I eat. But I have a full-time job. It just doesn't.
But it's your business though.
Yeah.
You're not clocking in at somebody else. It's your business. You're a consultant. So you are an entrepreneur. You just you have 2 gigs basically. You have your bread and butter that helps you eat. And then you have a thing that probably just
feeds my soul.
I was about to say that soothes your soul, to feed your soul, because that's your soul work. And I appreciate it because you have made me really open my eyes to how I think about myself. Because that's one of the things that my motto is for my Toast and Publishing. We write books to make you think about what you think about. And you have made me think about what I think about weight and fashion. You know, I don't have to wear black all the time. Because black, and really, and truthfully, when they say black is slimming, but is it? You know, it's like,
no, half the time it's not. Just like they say you can't wear white after Labor Day. You're like, why?
Right.
And once you start really looking at researching, you know, studying the history of some of these things, you realize somebody just made this up, and we just all fell in line. And we, you know, Marilyn Monroe is the pinup doll for, you know, the most beautiful woman in the world for many people. Marilyn Monroe was a 14, 16. We act like this thing was a size 2. She wasn't.
Yeah.
She was 14, 16. And somewhere along the way, they changed what the standard of beauty was.
Right.
And we all fell in line with it.
We all fell in line. Hoodwinked. We got hoodwinked and
bamboozled, led astray.
Led astray. Because our curves, I like you had said earlier, like you find confidence in your curves.
I do.
And that's really interesting.
I stand in the mirror sometimes, and I know people probably think this is crazy. I stand in the mirror sometimes naked and compliment the things that I love about myself. And the things that I don't, I say, okay, I'm coming for you next month. I'm coming for you. I'm either going to make you a little bit smaller, or I'm going to, you know, make you a little more toned, but I'm coming for you. And it's just, and I will tell you, my husband helped me get that. Right? I was very, so you know how we are, we get with somebody, you go turn the lights off. And he's like, why are we turning the lights off? Like, I know what your body looks like. Why are you turning the lights off? You know what I mean? Yeah. So he really helped me get beyond, you know, being very self-conscious and thinking that's what I'm supposed to do because that's what my girlfriends do. Girl, you let him see you naked? Yeah, we married.
He's my husband. What are you talking about? That's my husband.
Yeah, women are caught up we're caught up in so many different things that we're not living our best life. And I will say this, a lot of us don't have significant others in our life because they see that we are so self-conscious about ourselves that they don't even want to take that on. They're like, she's not even confident in herself. Why am I going to hang out with her? You know what I mean? And I want my sisters to be confident in who you are, because confidence is really what's sexy, not the size of your body. It's the confidence in how you carry your weight and how you carry yourself that attracts other people.
Now that was a great note to end on. I hope y'all heard that. It's confidence that makes you sexy, not your dress size. Absolutely. Nikki, how can people find you, your blog and all the other good stuff you got?
Well, you can find my blog at Nikki Free, that's NIKKIFREE style.com. And on Instagram, it's I am Nikki Free. And I hope you guys will follow me. I'm really changing up some things. I'm being a little more informative. It's not just pictures of me looking cute anymore. It's really just trying to teach women how to love their curves, colorize their curves, and find confidence in their curves.
Oh, I like that, colorizing your curves.
Yeah.
Once you find confidence, though, we will colorize them.
Absolutely.
And then I'll wear more of these light green things, because green is I like green and I like blues. And I can like toss aside some of that black.
And I want, Raquel, you and everybody else who feels like you, that's like, oh, I'm not confident in color. Why though? Is it you, or is it what you think other people are going to say about you in color? Right? A lot of times we think it's us, but we're caught up with what we think the outside world is going to say or what the outside world is going to think. And sometimes plus size women are the most critical of other plus size women, because you have this fantasy in your head. You have these fantasies that everybody has to be a Coke bottle shape. We got to break away from all of that.
Girl, you just got me thinking about something. I got to go and like do some thinking. Is it what I think or what I think other people think?
A lot of times it's the latter.
That is good. Oh, I'm so happy you were here today. It went so fast. I hope everybody learned something, because I think you gave us a lot of good stuff. And that's why you are making her story, and that's why you're my hero, because I know people are looking at you, but you really are making a profound mark for people, especially for plus size women of color.
Well, I appreciate that.
And we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
So for my listening audience, please go and support Nikki Freestyle. Thank you, Nikki, for being on. You please go to the Facebook page, the Tribe Called Blessed, and become a member so you can let us know what's going on. If you're listening and you haven't joined yet, go to the Tribe Called Blessed on Facebook, join us. And until next week, remember what God has done for others, He will do the same thing for you. Go out there and make some her story. All right. Be blessed, everybody.
Bye.